Let me just put this. Okay.
I might be called away. I might be called away intermittently because yeah, house Wi-Fi is down and my parents keep coming to me for help, and I don't know what's going on either.
Oh,
You know.
jeez. I know that feeling.
Okay.
All
Hopefully
right.
that smooths out for you.
Thanks.
No problem. Yeah, I can do the rolls for real if that need arises.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. So, what happened last time on Dragon Ball Z?
We finally made those rafts. Went up a river through the mountains. Almost went down a waterfall, but narrowly escaped due to brute strength of several party members.
We went to the Valley of the Night and crossed the River of Dreams.
Got down the mountain and we were just outside the main city called Heaven when some
Well, we
hikers
stopped
showed
up
up.
at a town first.
Yeah,
Rio,
stopped that up the
then,
town. Yeah, got some info.
figured out that they're fine with holy magic. They're fine with mages in general, and they're fine with non-threatening, non-human races. In general.
But we ran into some hikers when we were on the outside of town, and they're like, "Hey, we know a way around." So, we might just take that.
Yeah, they kind of looked at your group, surprised to see all of you out and about, and like, this is definitely a large group. And I rolled an insight check for them, and they decided to help you. Apropos of nothing.
Yeah.
So that's where we left off. You guys need to take a long. I think I gave you actually the long rest at the bottom of the hill.
I believe so.
Yeah, it appears as such.
In the middle of the night.
Actually, you guys would have started sleeping in the morning. Hopefully the girls aren't coming through the mic too loud. If you can hear them, let me know.
Same here. With the dogs, I mean.
Okay, so what do you guys do you have anything you need to do for before the long rest or during the long rest that we missed last time?
No, I don't think I have anything, but I definitely need to go over what the fuck I have equipped because I'm pretty sure I grabbed a traveling set.
And
Down
spells that you have prepared as well.
Yeah, I changed my spells around.
Why? Why does it fucking do this? Why does every website do this? Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing pressing that I think Despero here needs to do. I mean, downtime's a terrible thing to waste, but really, no errands. We just gotta beat feet.
I think the last thing I left off with Joe is she was sunbathing as the as the strangers came over.
Yeah, she was basking. Yeah.
So I don't know if that's giving me. I'm just imagining Joe on like a fucking, like a sandbar, just with her mouth completely fucking open. Like, what? I'm tanning.
You know what? Actually, I do have something. During the long rest, I want to attempt to person by person in the group go by and ask them who would choose not to be resurrected outside the view of their fellow drow.
I thought you did that.
I asked generally,
Oh,
but they were
okay.
all in front of each other. And like, you don't want to be the one jackass that's like, I'd like to be brought back when everyone else is like, no, 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 it's totally fucked up for a drow to do that.
How you
Yeah.
trying to die out here?
So just roll me a general persuasion check.
Ooh, so you saying there's no chance is what you're telling me.
Oh,
Means nothing.
there's some chance.
Pretty decent.
Have a chance.
Um,
There's a bit of a chance.
so you go by all of the cast warriors and the cast mages, the lower caste, the males. They basically would parrot the same thing that the counselor told you, which is like, I will die in service to my queen, and I will finally get to go meet her, my mission fulfilled, my duty fulfilled. But you come across, let's see, Ordruic, the very old drow. He's like, I'm too old anyway. If I die, I probably deserved it. Let me go look at the actual list of the drow. There's a whole bunch of them.
I don't suppose any of the drows are known as Johnny McResuscitate.
No, not particularly.
An old drow name.
It's an old. Fuck, oh, that's why I put them all the way down in the fig line. So
Long
Kubrick.
forgotten.
So it's difficult to get Kubrick away from the group, and he's been quiet most of the time, but he's actually a fairly prominent leader amongst the drow. When you address him, he definitely, he's like, no, my business is not done on this plane. We have work to do here. We can't all be of the lower caste. So Kubrick would like to be. He's one of the males who would like to be resuscitated. Riago, with permission of New Benny, also. He literally goes and asks New Benny, and she's like, yeah, fine. And one of the soldiers. So with your persuasion check, you do persuade one of the male soldiers, who's a younger one who you've met before. Well, you haven't. But Kitchener had a long interaction with a young soldier named Picate.
I remember him, yes.
Yeah. He was extremely young when they went to the Feywild, so he's known basically nothing about the Feywild. And this entire time, he's kind of like looking around, like, this place kind of sucks.
Did I get so for the purposes of, I don't know, jump starting a race, did I get any females at all?
All the females are viable.
Okay, awesome.
It was only the men who were not to be resuscitated.
Jesus. All right. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and
So
when you ask a couple of the females, a couple of the women, they're like, yeah, of course, duh, why not?
I just sort of look at them with like a halting, like I put on my head like I'm gonna say something and it catches in my throat. Then I point at the males and it also catches in my throat. You know what? I'm done trying to understand this.
Yeah, all the women are they're like, no, of course, I'm of the upper caste and I'm important. Yeah, of course, revive me.
I
Sorry.
do actually have a question. I want to go to one of the older people in the group and just, out of curiosity, what happens if one was to procreate outside of their race with the drow? Because I know with the elves and the humans, you get half elves and you get half orcs. Is there a half drow, or is it just drow is real dominant? Because I know dragonborn, there ain't no such thing as a half dragonborn.
Who do you ask this? Do you ask one of the old the old guy Ordruic?
Probably Ordruic, because he's probably seen the highest chance just by tying to have seen this, and he's also the one that will probably not take it as an offensive remark.
Yeah, he's like, well, so yeah, you mentioned half orcs. Orcs will fuck anything with parts that match.
Okay.
So will humans, it seems, but well, let's say there aren't a lot of female-based half elf, half drow elves, but we are elves, so I think, back when we weren't being persecuted for existing, I think there were a couple of half drow, always from a male drow. Usually one who had fled our society, so their children were definitely persecuted.
Oh, I suppose that makes sense. I come from something similar myself. I start to walk away. Whatever happens if two half elves did their kids have a chance to just be a normal elf?
I'm not sure it works that way. I think it's just still a half elf because it's not pure elven blood. So we don't specify how much elven blood has to be in someone for them to be a half elf. At least we did.
More of a slide rule based on persecution. I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah, I'm in the middle of. Yeah.
and if they fuck up too bad, they taste the same. So
Oh,
I'm pretend I didn't see that and go back to trying to calculate the chances of your races surviving past this generation.
he kind of grins at you, and you can see his teeth are like sharpened.
And it's not good for
Don't make me put you
Right.
on the DNR list.
I'm like, he's already on the DNR list.
Don't make me resuscitate you and put you back on the DNR list.
I know.
This is the one with orcish tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The cook.
Balance on there.
the cook.
I just, I gotta say, from
Okay?
my whole life and the gut feelings and additional bits and bobs, I rather like you, so I might have to bring you back and see if you can't be the first half orc to die twice.
We got that.
In
just
battle.
So I got it like $70 off.
My battle days are
Because
long.
I used it on my
Ah,
niece.
bullshit. You
And
tell me
then
if I tried to
could
grab your stuff right now, you wouldn't fight me.
basically-
I would, but I wouldn't do it well.
And they're gonna deliver it and they're gonna
I
take
just I give him a look up and down and just sort of give him a nod. And like, all right.
He's lean. He's despite being the cook, he apparently didn't eat very well in the Feywild.
Is that like a never get high on your own supply thing, or just age getting on?
He age getting on. He's old even for a drow.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
When Kitchelorn talked with him and he said what war he was in, even Kitchelorn was like, "There's no fucking way
Yeah.
you were in that
Yeah.
war." That's,
It was 700-ish years before the War of Divergence.
Fuck.
This dude,
he fought with the orcish deity.
he fought
like-
with Talos, the orcish god.
the dude was there when they built the mountains. He said it would be more feng shui to put it over
Yeah.
here. Like,
did he more feng shui?
Yeah, Talos is a primal deity.
fuck, it's casting time 24 hours. When am I ever gonna use this spell? Get
What?
it off of my character. Fucking Hallow. Is it 24 hours? You have to cast that thing for like a
Hallow,
month.
yeah. Hallow is crazy strong. Though.
Yeah, but like, holy shit. Like, hey guys, you mind taking a quick breather for
You wanna-
24
you-
fucking hours?
You want to
You wanna-
consecrate something? You
Yeah.
want to, Devin. You want to consecrate something? You want to make something a temple to your deity?
Yes, I know. That's why I put it on there. But 24 hours. Just, I'll catch up with y'all later. Just fucking.
Oh, you wanna just real points to yourself? Consecrate this? Hello?
I
Because
go,
it
I go
has-
back to talking. I don't even look at him. I go back to talking to the deity man. You're telling me this takes 24 hours of the.
The counselor kind of walks by. Would you keep it down? And yes, of course it does. The deities don't work instantly.
Bullshit. I have seen more than one deity act instantly. Never mind. I wasn't talking to you. You're telling me you can't make it faster than 24 hours.
For us, the use of the hallow spell is a sacred one because it requires us to stay in that spot during the passage of the sun. And such trials were fitting of wolves above ground temples, few as they were.
Jesus, I didn't know they had to have a mandatory outhouse everywhere you go to cast cleric spells. This is ridiculous. I was not a cleric until what? I turned to desperate. Hey, vacant one. How long I've been with y'all?
He answers, but he doesn't answer the direct question because he's been eavesdropping the whole time, and he says very matter-of-factly, "You know, Farhad, there is nothing objectionable about a day's work."
Why do I even talk to you? Why do I even go out of I just walk off muttering under my
It's not work if it's with me.
I'm just keeping Banish on because I barely need it to tolerate half of these
Is that,
people.
that's actually just your anti-death row card?
That's my anti-fucking party member being a dumbass card. Like, what if we go in there and we try to flex on the? Okay, you're taking a timeout. You're going to the astral plane. Just-
Wait, weren't you the very
Uh,
motherfucker as Kitchlorn who got us fucking like shot? You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I exclusively got myself into shitty situations.
No, the giant spot like sky beam cannon definitely came for all of us. Okay.
It hit nobody but me because I drew all of the aggro.
Only I got Hammer of Dawn. It is fine.
Kaimo would like to do something.
Sure.
Can I have a hunt around for something that would make a good relic, a good holy symbol that I could start my work on a
You
holy symbol?
you could find some of the materials to start your work on. It's gonna be a process. To
That's okay.
recreate a holy
I
symbol.
yeah, I understand that it's going to be a process. I just figure that if there's a time to start it, it would probably be now. You know.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make a survival check for me.
Oh goodness, Gracianius. Oh, it's a -1. Oof.
Yikes.
Could I like maybe who would I know in my party since I do not know them very well? Do I think would be a good person to help me find this thing?
It's up to you.
Sorry, I'm back. Where are you trying to find?
I'm trying to find.
Someone to
I'm
help. her.
trying to find. Yeah. He's gonna go to the alligator because the large one has been, good at finding things and hunting through things.
Mm.
As I have given up my holy symbol, I require the materials to begin the crafting, I think, of another one. If you would help me look for those materials.
She kind of just low snort as she opens her eyes slowly because she is currently basking. Slowly gets up. What do you need?
What do I need, Chis?
Well, your
do I
instinct
need?
draws you to the base components of this are you're going to have to imbue. I'm gonna say like the heartwood of a fresh tree, like the heartwood of a tree that has just grown past its kind of adolescent phase and actually has heartwood.
Okay.
And you're going to need to basically carve that into something suitable to represent
Okay.
your belief and your deity, and then you're going to
Okay.
need to imbue it with magic, probably via something unnatural, probably like silver or
Okay.
silver or something equally valuable, something appropriately valuable and solid. Gem dust, like a resin gem dust or a liquid silver or something.
Okay. Well, I think the first step would be finding suitable heartwood for me to carve into the requisite shape.
Hmm.
And you don't really know any of this. You're just kind of feeling.
Oh, okay.
You're just
Yeah.
like
I require wood.
it's
Hardwood,
just like
I
it's just like
Mhm.
instinct.
We can
I
try to find a
must admit
suitable
I don't-
tree.
I think I'll know it if I come across it. I don't think I'll.
She kind of
I'm
squints.
sorry, I can't give you more.
She kind of squints like, then how am I supposed to? Okay, whatever. Okay, well, I guess we'll look for a suitable tree.
Right? Make a
I'll
survival
go tree
check.
hunting.
You can make a survival check with advantage, Joe.
Okay,
As Kimball is helping you.
okay.
I'm not rolling the survival check because my survival is a -1. It's not a good look.
19.
That's pretty good. Yeah, within 30 minutes, you find just kind of a young, like a sapling, just grown past sapling
Mm-hmm.
stage, so it has a nice. Um,
I'll
and
if Kindball wants, I could just chop it.
Oh, Kindball was gonna go do that. If it's strength-based things, I can do that pretty well. Not as good as you, but still pretty
Well,
well.
So part of your tenets as well are that you don't need to destroy things that don't deserve it. So
Okay.
in your peculiar way, it would be best to leave this thing alive. I lost Levy. To leave
Lobby.
it alive in some way. So go ahead and make just a straight strength check, kind of.
Okay.
You kind of instinctively you want to leave this thing alive, so you draw your greatsword and you make a vertical cut.
16?
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
So you don't destroy the tree.
Okay.
Into it, you cut down at an angle and peel away, and you get this kind of long, like you'd make a rudimentary spear by shaving down
Mhm.
shaving down the side, so you get that kind of flat one side.
Right.
And you manage to use the tip of your greatsword to kind of dig into the core of the tree and peel out some of its heartwood. And having severed it, you're not sure this thing will survive on its own. So
Can I dump some lay on hands?
that's exactly what I was going to suggest.
From
With
my
some
po-
healing magic of
okay.
some kind.
Yeah. I have 60 HP in my lay on hands. I'm gonna pour as much as needed until I'm sure that it's going to survive.
Okay, so you recover this bit of the tree. So you have enough wood, enough heartwood to make
Mhm.
the core of your holy symbol. And
Yeah.
then I'll say it takes all 60 because that's a mortal blow to a tree otherwise.
Okay, that's fine. This is
Uh,
before I'm going to bed, so I'll get it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Just pop my hands on that and fix that up. Sorry about that, buddy. Just gonna
yeah,
take
and
out your
it
heartwood.
kind of grows over. The cut is still there, but it kind of grows over with this black, kind of knitted together bark.
Excellent.
So it's definitely visible, but it's also going to live.
Okay. I'm gonna thank the tree and Sylvan,
Mm-hmm.
and then prop back looking almost happy. If you know, like when a horse trots back and it's happy, it's like tail is slightly lifted. It's
Kind of
just
picking
like
up
it's a
its feet
pretty
little
happy.
bit, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a happy trot back. You know.
All right. And you can begin carving on it during your downtime, although you do have to sleep full 8 hours, don't you?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna sleep first, and then we'll worry about carving it later. He's gonna snuggle his piece of wood to sleep.
Okay.
You know, he's gonna have it wrapped in his arms, and he's gonna snuggle it like a teddy bear to bed.
Kindball is strangely cute for a harbinger of revenge.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a good horse. Okay, leave him alone. He's a good horse.
Well, I will say I also have 500 GP of gems in my inventory.
Ooh.
That might be the gems he'll ask for later. He was actually gonna ask Rial because he's seen Rial pull
Yeah.
funny, interesting, probably magical things out of his bag.
All right,
If
yeah.
you're around for that conversation,
I mean, look,
helpful.
if Kindle comes back with nothing from Real, then the gem maybe we'll see. I'm gonna wait and see how this first thing rolls out.
I gotta first carve the thing first.
All right. So you guys have your long rest.
Oh wait, can I do my downtime enchantment
Yes.
attempt?
Yes.
I'll enhance ability myself, so I'll just give myself advantage and make an arcana check.
Yep.
What was the one that let me talk back and forth with something? Because I know sending let me send it. What was the upgrade?
Is it commune?
Sending lets you send and receive a response.
Oh, okay. What was I using before that sucked balls and I could only send words and not receive?
Yeah, I got it.
Scry. Hey, I was trying to scry. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. I think it was a
Hey,
DC
yeah,
13,
DC 13. Nice.
2/7.
That's it.
All right. So you guys sleep. I don't need to give you guys another long rest, I don't think, although it can't hurt. So we'll do it.
I get my
Hands
thingies
back.
back
Yep.
and I can lay on hands. Good thing I did it before bed.
Yep. So you guys sleep through the day. Those hikers they're hanging out with you guys for a little while, but then they send one of their members back along the trail to kind of scout it and clear it out. And they end up talking to the few of you who are like on watch. But since the drow have such a disadvantage in sunlight, it'll probably fall to you guys. So do you guys want to interact with them at all?
Rob.
Yeah.
I swear to God, Real, if I turn around and you're trying to seduce the people that are helping us.
No, no.
I mean-
why would I do such a thing? I have
mean,
an agenda.
See, I think we should, but Kindball definitely isn't going to. He's going to stand there and stare awkwardly, which is what he does.
So I've already done an insight check to see if they were legit, and for the most part, that worked, unless they're like really good at lying. I would want to walk up and just. I asked some townsfolk, but they ain't been in for a while. How's the town doing if someone like myself were to walk in there with a few of my associates? Unhealed, obviously, without weapons. I know that makes this particular brand of guard rather nervous.
The human man. So there was a human man, a dragonborn man, and a halfling woman. And the human man. So they sent the dragonborn back along the trail. And I forgot to write their names down, so I'm gonna fantasynamegenerator.com their new names. Sure.
That's not what I wanted to press.
So the human you're talking to is this kind. He's kind of a hipster. He's a fantasy
No,
hipster.
I found it. I found
the
you put
names
it up
are in
there.
the chat. Yeah.
Howell,
Howell,
Irwood,
Murdoch.
Murdoch, and Trisha.
Say this again.
Howell, Irwood, Murdoch, and Trisha.
Thank you. Yeah, Murdoch was the dragonborn. Howl was the human. Trisha was the elf, or the halfling. Yeah. So you're talking to Howl, and he's hanging out, just kind of like, well, we had a plan to go back around front, but this way's more fun anyway. And I forgot your question because I was making names. Sorry. How do people like us look?
Temperature of the city and general expressions and response I can get to us walking in.
Well, you folk look reasonably normal. This city's kind of a melting pot. It's cooled down a little bit since the event that happened. I don't want to call it a coup because it really wasn't.
Yeah, everyone's been dancing around that subject. I noticed that the boys in brass seem to be a little bit more, how you say, zealous than I.
Yeah,
I've heard.
If that was possible, yeah. They well, about it's been 6, 7, 8 months ago now. The seal was broken on a temple beneath the council chambers. They went through the town proclaiming that this was broken by some demons, and that means it's their God-given right, their Pelor-given right to control the city called Heaven and protect it from further insidious invasion, I think was there. Anyway, long story short, Stormveldy Solaris has taken over the place. Now, we were followers of Arathis, and they still let us worship, but it's very controlled. Yeah, and Arathis especially is a kind of a melting pot. All the lawful races, all the lawful, people want to be under if you want to be under a god that's not too much of a bitch to be with, you're either with Bahamut or or Arathis, or sometimes both. And in fact, my little group's got a couple of Pelor Deerites with us, and you know they're a little torn on the whole thing. But yeah, they're a little more zealous than normal because they got the power now. They were always held at bay by the Bahamut fellows, the Pelor Vorder. But now they control the council chambers and they control all of the Circle of the Enlightened, and the decisions are now unilateral. The decisions are made entirely by the new Pontiff, Selena, Pontiff Baumhauer, if you will.
So this pontiff, do I have to worry too much about? See, I've been around. I've seen a few places where you got the zealous sort, and you know, someone spills someone's coffee, and because that man happens to be the religious variety, all of a sudden that person might be a heathen for spilling his coffee. Are we looking at that level of zealousy, or are they actually calling demons like they see them?
Only the ones that were already like that.
Ah, okay. So dickheads stayed the same. Yeah.
Dickheads stayed the same.
Dickheads continue to be dickheads, is the takeaway.
I don't suppose they're
we've-
wearing a patch that says, "Hey, I'm a dickhead." Any
No,
particular
not
suborder
usually.
I need to worry
Well,
about?
so the Storveldi Solaris in general are the military of Heaven's Reich, of this entire region, and that was part of the accord that was made, I don't know how many fucking years ago. The Concord. But because this seal was broken, now they control everything. No, a couple of my friends have had scary stories that I've not run into many of because I'm out fucking off in the mountains most of my days.
I have a question also, and Despero walks forward a little bit.
Oh, this ought to be fucking rich. What's your question, Despero?
The people of the city called Heaven, what is their general sentiment toward the Stravaldi Solaris?
Well, it depends where you look. In the as I look at the map, the Laurel Steps and most of the housing districts, we're fine with them. They don't have it, like nothing changed for us. Anybody in the Deerite Quarter, well, you don't go there unless you need to be there, and if you need to be there, you probably don't want to be there. What I was saying, some of my friends, some of those friends of a friend who've been to the Deerite Quarter lately have said vaguely that there's a new kind of elite order of the Storveldi Solaris kicking around. Not armored, much faster. Some of them riding griffins or hippogriffs. New to this region, hippogriffs. I've seen a couple of them hippogriffs myself.
Seen a few of those fellas. We had a talk with them on the way in.
Sorry, I misspoke there. He meant hippogriffs.
Okay.
The normal ones ride griffins. He's seen a couple on hippogriffs. And also, if you catch the sight of the Apocrypha floating around, it's the big gunship. It's the big airship. It means they mean business.
Yeah. Well, someone comes.
Although, I suppose since the halls of erudition were closed down and the Tinker's Hall was closed down, most of the Arcart's quarter is kind of a ghost town. Storveldi's got all of the merchants and all the merchants and crafters making stuff for them now. It's hard to get a hold of much. Especially they're calling it requisition.
Yeah, seen that.
Also with the soon as the ball dropped, as soon as the Concord was broken, all the dwarves went up and left as fast as they could, and I think that was wise of them.
Mrs. Spaces me.
The Foundry Yard is quiet.
That's a shame. I was actually looking to get some leather work done at the very least. Heard something about a tailor over at the town. I'm figuring they don't need too many shiny duds, but figure if I need anything with steel or the like, might be a bit difficult.
Well, yeah, the tailor's probably in the halls of erudition too, and that's closed down. They're on requisition only right now. But if you can get in there, you might be able to find them and make them some money on the side.
Sounds
Now
fair.
your motley crew might be a little auspicious. He looks over at the wyvern curled up and sleeping next to the crocodile. And he kind of in hushed tones at this point. Goes, them dark elves?
There have been people that have confused them for as such. As far as I understand, though, not many people know the name, and even less know about the order put out on them.
I think just their unusual appearance will draw attention.
I was thinking about wrapping them up, walking them in hush like if I needed to.
Yeah. I think that'd be a good idea. Just don't get too much attention. You guys got a place to stay in the city?
Overheard the educated one mention there might be a spot.
We do, yes. It is not as close to the city gates as I would like it to be, which will be getting there, as well as leaving there, more complicated than simply walking through the front door, as it were. But so long as we can keep to ourselves and not draw to the gaze of too many who would seek to impede us, yes, we do have a place to stay.
Which side of town's it on?
The
The Laurel Steps with the rest of the housing? Or is it over in
It is on the western front of the city, which, where the fuck, I should totally bring up that image so I can see what the district name is actually called.
I will send it back to you.
Let's find that out.
Yes, it's in the Laurel Steps.
So,
It's in
yeah, yes,
It's in Arathis' housing district.
there you go.
Well, so that's actually the mount. We're going to be taking you over Milosophate. And Murdoch's up there supposed to be clearing it out, and he's right scary when he needs to be. We should be able to get you there, no problem. But last I heard, hold on, is that big fuck off mansion? One of them big fuck off mansions?
How does Despero want to answer this?
I seen pictures. I remember it was quite large.
It is a large estate, yes. We are grateful for your assistance.
Well, we'll see what comes of that when we get there.
Before we split off, I did have two questions, one more involved than the other. We were thinking about a lot of us going on a bit of a sightseeing tour. Here there's an undead horde and a safe haven of a fort that you could see it from. Now, if one was trying to visit there with this particular crew, would one find the more brass variety up there or normal soldiers doing the job?
Well, I hate to break it to you, but the normal soldiers are the brass variety. The Storveldi Solaris, you ain't from around here. The Storveldi Solaris are the military of Heaven's Reich, but they're the body of the military. But the Honor Guard, the Helliger Order, is the Bahamut controlled order, and they've mostly been decommissioned since the takeover. That fort up, I assume you're talking about that fort up north, Roker Keep, I think it is. It used to
Couldn't
be.
tell you. I don't think I ever heard the name.
It used to
Just
be.
know it had a lot of
It used to be Helliger Border controlled, but I don't know these days. At Undead Hordes. I'm not sure I heard that.
I seen pictures.
Pictures.
And then the second one, much more easy. If a fellow wanted to make some coin in a quick hurry, let's say about a day's trip into the city, and maybe a day spent around it, what would one expect to find?
Well, shit. I mean, what's your skills?
Well, I don't suppose they got a gambling hall, so I'd say general ruckus with this particular group.
Oh, General Cruising. Well, actually, there is a gambling hall. It's over off the Foundry Yard. It's over in the Cornet Quarter.
It's still running?
I haven't been there myself, and as far as I know, most of the dwarves were its patrons, but you might give it a shot. It was legal too.
Oh, if it's legal, that's no fun. You know there's a back room where
Well,
they're doing
yeah.
a real card. I ain't looking to play with the one-time tourists. I'm looking for the pool sharks. I'm looking for the rounders.
Well, last I heard, and he kind of looks over at Trisha. He's like, "You don't say none of this." Last I heard, those any big sharks in town got run out by a group. not so unfamiliar, not unlike yours. Some big party with the one of the heads of state of dwarves. Some they came out and openly attacked some public officials and the pontiff actually, and that's part of what set this whole thing rolling. And they're according to Sorelli Solaris News, it was their justice was swift.
Oh, so they're gonna be a bit sore.
I think so.
I'm gonna ask for Jared's sake, because Kindball wouldn't know this, but could we get a description, like a more detailed description of that party?
It was totally new blood. It
Okay.
was
100% the other party? Yeah.
It was, but it was before you guys even signed on with them.
Okay.
It was Tam, Julian, Aridin, and Felt, and they
Yeah.
were to steal an object from a dwarven house, and then there was a kind of terrorist attack, and then some other stuff happened, and that.
Oh,
that was
I
never
Maybe
remember
terrorists?
this. This was literally right before we joined.
Yeah.
Because we were dealing with the aftermath of the house being blown the fuck up.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember this. Kindball
Yep.
has no idea.
You
but
were in
for-
that
for-
you were in that council meeting, yeah.
Mhm. But if Mel was in that council meeting, that means Despero was in that council meeting. So
Yes.
Despero, you might. Yeah.
Yeah,
Despero might
might
wanna-
have some
Insight.
memory of that, but that was a long time ago. Yeah, and the events after that you don't know. But
You,
last I heard, if you need stuff that ain't on the market, then you're gonna be in a pinch. Strabodi's crack down on it real hard.
Well, I'll try to stay away from that shadowy corners and all those ne'er-do-wells that try to sell me their wretched wares. And see if I can't find an honest foot that just tells you it's stolen.
Yeah, good luck.
Anyway, before we move forward, I thought I might, on behalf of this party, thank you officially for what wasn't said as much as what was said between us. I do appreciate it, and it does put a spark of joy to know that people like you are still meandering around amidst all this chaos.
Well, some of us don't make honest livings so good, so I appreciate the recognition.
Sure you don't want
You
to play
see-
a game of cards?
No, sir, that's what got me into this mess.
on the very subject of getting into messes, or more pointedly, staying out of them, Farhat, are you sure it's a good idea to be participating in illicit activity while we're trying to keep a low profile in the city?
Well, if it's a proper city, then there's got to be some level of illicit action. Otherwise, it's not a city, it's a convent.
He's given very much like a he's giving a stern look. Like, all right.
And on the subject of cards getting you into trouble, brother, you got no idea what sort of trouble cards can get you into.
All the more reason for me to stay away from them. Yeah, you can see Trisha in the background, like kind of putting things together, like, oh shit, this guy's probably dealing drugs on our hikes.
Oh fuck. Crazy way to find out.
Oops.
Oops. He's like, that's why he always picks up the bill. This guy's never worked a day in his life.
I'm just gonna
Becky,
tip
what
the
is
hat
our-
and go back to the group.
What is our current map position actually?
So on the Dragon Spine map, let me clear it out so I can hear myself think. So you guys are, you guys just came up this way, and you're parked right here, right on the edge, and you're going to be hiking over and in, not along that road, but straight down the mountain's edge.
Okay, cool.
Just fucked all this up.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, down and in, and then from there you can regroup and kind of figure out where you're at. All right. Anything else before the rest? during the rest?
Off of me.
Nothing unless someone needs something from Joe.
Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, so a restful day passes, and you guys, those of you taking rests and the drow, all wake up to kind of an evening sky, and you hear the more perceptive among you and those keeping watch hear the heavy footfalls of Murdoch coming back over the hill. And kind of loudly addressing, like, "Hey, what up, nerds? Like, hey, I think it's clear. I think we're good. You guys ready to haul ass out of here yet?" This big broad copper dragonborn stomping over the hill. And everybody gets up, and Orderick's already got a pot going and a cauldron of stew, and he's kind of crookedly smiling at you, Farhat, as you come up for a bowl.
I will roll a perception check on the food itself. Oh, you know what? A medicine check. I want to know
Sure.
if he poisoned my fucking food.
You look and it's clean. You give it, you kind of take it away and you kind of give it a deep smell, and no, it smells just like his normal food.
He's been poisoning us all along. God damn.
Despero fucking dogs that shit. I'm assuming I don't need to post the picture
Yeah,
again. I
no,
think
I
you
got
got
you.
it.
Yeah. Joe will join.
Hell yeah.
You see, as Joe comes up, he holds his hand over the pot for a second because he knows you don't speak Undercommon, and he reaches beside and he gets like a mixing bowl size bowl
Yeah, yeah.
and just scoops it in, and like,
Joe will take it and then like give him like, I don't know, universal thumbs up
yeah,
for Finding a
nods back at you as you go by.
finding a spot
the
to eat.
hikers- Yeah, the hikers do also partake. And you can see they're a little taken aback by the sharp teeth of Orderick, but other than that, they're like, sure, shit, we'll eat.
I'm gonna go back for seconds, but specifically just throw some jerky in after he's filled it and go over to fucking Jesus, words are escaping me. The Wyvern. I've forgotten
Tyre.
every name.
Tyre.
Yes. Yeah.
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 I just had a moment where I was trying to remember anyone's name in relation to Tyre, and all of the names escaped me. That part of my brain just reset.
Short-circuited, yeah.
Yeah.
Where am I?
Yeah.
What am I doing?
He's kind of like crouched low at the back of the food line, like not off, off the line, like kind of very slowly inching his way closer. And you come over to him.
Dragonborn say, "I know you're not trying to sneak up on the bowl. We ain't scavengers. Come on now."
He kind of shakes his head at you and tucks a wing, and you can see him looking out the corner of his eye at Orderick in the bowl.
I'm gonna put the bowl in and say, there is some degree of nobility to be found in asking and receiving.
As soon as you put the food down in front of him, he sticks his tongue in it and just kind of like scoops up a large portion of it and downs it.
Why, you're welcome. As I'm walking away, why, you're welcome, Tyre. Oh no, of course. Yeah, definitely. Try to imagine what a southern draconic sounds like.
Yeah.
Is the God? I never thought I'd fucking ask this question. The bowl of the soup that this guy makes, is it vegan?
No.
Okay, so Kindwall could actually not have it. Okay, got it.
So kind of mosey up to it, give it a sniff, and then look very concerned, and then go pick some leaves off of a tree.
Kind of sad, kind of like sadly, like go rip a branch down.
Yeah, and I'm just yeah.
So Kindwall's obviously a centaur.
Yeah.
So he's got like a human upper body. Does he ever graze? Like would he? Like does he? Does he-
I think he has a ruminant stomach.
So if he goes out to eat grass and he lowers his human part of the body, is he like doing a fucking push-up?
Well, so no. More important question: if he's supposed, how many stomachs does he have? Because then the abdomen is literally what, like a giant trachea, like.
Well,
just-
I think I've googled a lot of centaur anatomy since I started playing. They have both a human stomach and like centaur. Sorry, like horse stomachs. So the human stomach's in the human bit, and the horse stomach's in the horse bit.
This
Why? In
guy's
case the
gotta
horse
have,
gets
like-
hungry.
No, this guy's gotta have like radioactive farts. That's just so much stomach activity. Sorry, losing plot. My
Yeah.
bad. I fucking it occurred to me. I was like, how the fuck does this guy actually eat? Anyway,
It's magic,
It's
don't
Amanda's
question.
Doesn't
diagram is
matter that
trying.
Did you post a diagram?
Sure.
I
That
just
just means
I
that just
just
means Fanboy
imagine-
has access to a once daily fireball cast.
see, but that wouldn't work because that's not enough lung. That's
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, and I don't pretend to know.
I just.
somebody actually made this.
Also, that means that everything above the hind legs is just empty muscle. It's just
Yeah,
It's,
He's got a strength of 20.
Gosh, check that penis out, huh?
it's a horse.
Jared.
It's retractable, right?
I'm gonna. Jesus.
I choose to live by the. It's actually more like Quelaag from Dark Souls, where there's her mouth, but then the
The
spider
what?
mouth where they join.
Yeah, that was the most obscure.
No, just imagine.
No, I
if-
knew
if-
that. I knew what he was talking about. I get it.
Okay, okay, okay,
Just
okay.
imagine the front part of the horse where the human meets the horse also opens up to
Oh,
a mouth,
got
and
it,
you have to
yeah.
feed both.
God.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Got it.
I got to what you were throwing.
Yeah.
All right.
Just one part is normal,
mean-
normal conscious eating. The other part is nightmarish feasting.
Yeah.
To state, right? That it really doesn't matter for Kindball because he's vegetarian anyway. So it's not like he's using his human stomach,
Well, he would need to have a human stomach to better dissolve the energy to power a higher function brain. So that is the issue you run into there. If you
Oh,
have a
right,
horse
right.
stomach, you would be actually brain dead, like unable to speak, brain dead.
I mean, why not have both,
What, brain dead and intelligence?
No.
Both stomachs, dude.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. You have the second horse mouth at the joint. That powers the legs, and then you have the other stomach to power the brain. There you go.
Yeah,
easy,
that's it.
easy.
You just feed the tail a couple times. Just thump.
It's like a hand crank, like on an old automobile. Just
Alright, so when Destro's done fucking annihilating his food, he gives the bowl back and then it pops up. Shall we be on our way then?
Yeah, the hikers are like, well, I suppose better than no time like the present. Not used to hiking at night, but I think we'll be all right. And they take you guys off, and through their excellent navigation of these channels, because I rolled such a good result on the random encounter table when these guys were generated, they guide you through without issue. There's no wildlife that they run into. They basically have the natural explorer feat, or whatever the fuck the Rangers feature's called.
Joe just posted giraffe rig.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah. You guys make it through the mountain paths of Oslgun. I think it's Oslgun. Mill Ossifate, sorry, that's a different one. And you guys end up kind of in the outskirts of these vaguely nice Laurel Steps hills, which is like these. You guys ever been to El Dorado Hills?
Yeah.
Like
Mhm,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's up east to Sacramento, up in the foothills, a little tiny ways, and it's all really nice houses, and it's clearly like new development, but there's fuck all around it. That's kind of where you end up in the Laurel Steps. Lots of like big nice houses that definitely haven't been sold yet. And as you guys go in through the foothills of the mountains here, you can see off in the distance the road out of here, which is further north of you. And it's a ways away, and it's not. Well, the first thing you spot on the road is these torched gateways leading out of the kind of smaller wall on the backside of the town. And it's up in the hills, so it's less it's less fortified than the front. Did I ever show you the actual pictures of?
Probably a good thing.
Not to the group, I don't think.
Yeah.
Pictures of the area?
Yeah, because I've got a couple pictures. Let me find them. So this is the center. I'm gonna just post them in Dragonspine. The central. Is this image way too big to post? Fuck it. It's not that hard. God damn it. Let's do it this way. The central
If it's too large, you can take a screenshot of the
That's
image
exactly
and
what
then
I'm
paste
doing.
that. Okay.
The central the center of the city is this large ringed city that you can see. I'll just show you guys the map since you guys are in it now. Let me undo my drawings. Whoa, buddy. Drawing clear. So this Galric Basin and the Conclave Chambers sit in this giant, what used to be a lake. From the top of the mountain, you can actually see down into it, and there is no lake anymore. Just a thin trickle of what probably used to be the lake. Let's see what else. The rest of the city, the front side of the city, looks, without being so high tech as this, but I took inspiration from the picture at least. So the front has this really high wall with multiple like outlets for this water coming out, and all but one are now shut off.
Got it.
Let's see. You guys can also see the halls of erudition from here, which are these giant. Ignore the leafy man standing in front of everything. This giant complex of constantly like under construction shops, and it's kind of isolated into its own section of the city.
Yeah.
But then there's a much more chill section of the city, like all the way across the way, which you can't really get a good read on from here. But it's a much more down to earth, forested area. That's the Storamos Wood. And that's the Temple of Melora. Even though you guys can't see it from here, that's what it looks like. It's super simple. Yeah, so you guys are on the map, and I'll just drop one of your tokens. We'll use the Sun Prince.
Am I also with the group, or have I been left behind?
You're with the group, yeah.
Okay, because I thought I wasn't coming into the city.
Well, so that you guys weren't going in the front gate.
Okay.
But as you guys make your way down the hill, with some of Despero's directions, you guys can actually make it to the Rainbow Chateau if you like.
Oh,
I
interesting.
think that's definitely a good. Despero said we should make for the chateau with due haste, and then decide our direction after the fact.
Okay. I don't know. These are all my really low quality images. Where are the good quality ones? Okay. Just gonna pull up a bunch of fucking images. Okay. So you guys come into the back half of this this property, and as soon as Despero kind of identifies it, you see a big ass tree in the backyard, and you see these two extra little houses kick it off to the sides. On the back of a dimly lit mansion, you see in its it appears there's some relatively fresh construction on the roof that doesn't look quite done, and you see out front a number of signs posted as you kind of peek over the back fence, and you're coming at it from above. But yeah, you see a number of signs posted, and you see a flickering light from the interior.
This is unexpected. I did not expect that anyone would be here. And what do the signs say?
You want to go around front to check?
Yeah, I do.
Despero, can you read?
Ah, that's a good question. I mean, you can speak common. Can you read?
I don't.
Probably
I don't.
read.
They're
Speaking is not
same.
the same as being able to read and write.
That's a good point.
I
I mean,
see
so
his
here's
moment
better
of
way to ask.
consternation, and I just fucking walk out front.
Okay.
Still no armor.
Because
I still don't
Kindball
have
definitely
armor on.
can't read. You might be able to read, but Kindball definitely can't. They have the same int score, but Kindball has never learned to read. Has Despero learned to read?
I
So,
mean,
Chase,
I believe Joe is the same int, but she has to know how to read in order to take jobs. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I think the thing to be able to read is like 8 int.
I got that.
I think if you have 6 int is when you're no longer able to
Also,
read.
story reasons. Did you ever learn to read?
Yeah,
well, that's what I was gonna ask
character
Chase.
is.
Do the fucking Voying, are they? I mean, are they literate in at least written common?
They don't teach how to read, but some of the nomads that come back have learned to read.
Oh fuck! I
So,
don't think that's what
do
can
the-
fucking
I don't
read.
think that's
Do
what
the
read.
do the voices inside Despero's head, like, can they read?
Maybe
Can you like channel them, channel your ancestors to read?
I can make an attempt, but I could also be like, "Hey, somebody, can you read this?"
Yo, fucking pettiest fucking call on the ancestors I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's my thing, right? Like, hey, fucking
Ancestors of my kind, what is on the dollar menu?
all you get in response is dead ass.
You immediately take a lethal amount of psychic damage when you ask that question. I look flabbergasted because with insight I can see, like passive insight, I'm assuming I can see consternation on his face.
Yeah.
And then I look at Joe as she realized the same thing. She's like, huh, I think I can read. Then I look at Real and I immediately disregard him because he wasn't here when the language is fucking written. And I look at the other people in my group, I'm like, oh, you're shitting me.
So being
I mean,
that-
Kindball was literally born like 3 days ago. I don't know what you want from him. He was born literally last week. I don't know what
I
you want
didn't
from
even
him.
look at you, Centaur. I'm not even gonna look in your direction. I already know what answer's gonna be waiting on your face. I will go to the front of the goddamn mansion and read the sign.
You go to the front of the mansion and you read the sign, and it says foreclosed property.
oh no!
And a whole bunch of legalese by like this shit was abandoned like 7 months ago by people who might be enemies of the state.
That's a good point. I don't know why I didn't
I
expect
spent-
that in retrospect.
Chase, I spent so much effort building that house. I swear to God, if you foreclose
know.
it, I'm gonna.
Is
I'm
there
gonna-
so,
It's
so
done.
this is an official form, right? So they have to have contact info somewhere on there for like the I don't know, fucking House of Commons real estate. I don't know.
It does have the houses of the law, which if you look on the city called Heaven map, it's in the center chambers there.
Ah.
And your hiker bro comes up to you and is like, "Damn, this place is not. Oh, what the hell happened?"
Well, if I was to hazard a guess, I would say that the group that came through here ain't been back in a while. And when you have a big old coup, you might as well have a big old house, and so someone foreclosed on it. I'm gonna go see and pop by and see if I can't find out what's going on with this. How often do guards swing through here?
I mean, they don't make a parade in force, but there's always a watchman, Stormwell Distillery's watchman in the area.
Can I do a perception check, I guess, to see if anyone's been inside the house recently?
It's
Like-
you don't have
like
to make a
w-
perception check. Your passive perception can see that there is a flickering light that has now moved to a different room.
Oh Jesus.
Okay, I'm gonna regret this almost wholeheartedly, but Despero, please come with me, and for the love of whatever you hold holy, just shut up until I ask you something, please. I'm just tired after a
Yeah,
long
yeah.
journey. I'm expecting all of this.
Yeah, you guys have been have been hiking for like 6 hours, and it's now like 11 p.m.
I
Can I
turned.
ask a question, Chase? That is completely out of character.
Sure.
Are they looking after Mel's plants? Is the greenhouse
You
okay?
don't know. You don't know.
Ah!
Despero says in response, I may well need to speak to whoever is here.
I implore you to seek better judgment, and while you're seeking it, hopefully the whole conversation passes you by.
Despero turns at him, eventually acquiesces and says, be sure then to ask as much information as you can about the whereabouts of the previous owners of this place.
Oh, I just thought if you leave that Matthias fellow outside, are you gonna go back to your just a step above drooling phase, or is the range good if you go inside?
I hadn't given that any consideration, actually.
Oh, what a surprise!
That said, I highly doubt the ancestors would see fit to intercede into my vessel. Ugh. If any-
That's a baby. I'm gonna go ahead and cast a spell real quick, and I'm gonna use enhance ability on myself for charisma.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
After some consideration, Despero does finally say, I think it will be fine.
I would like to state that if you want some charismatic person, Kindball is decently charismatic. I got a +3 on my charisma.
Intent
You are a
means.
horse.
Alright, go on.
I'm just gonna pretend that your character didn't say that and walk inside.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up to the door and knock.
So I need everybody else in the group to make stealth checks
Okay.
Oh,
Um,
Jesus.
Sweet baby
Oh,
Jesus.
Jesus.
as you
It's
are
not
now
gonna-
hiding with the two other hikers, basically in an alleyway, like up, half a block up from the mansion.
Oh
There's, like, 20 of you.
no! I rolled
Hey,
bad.
hey, guys. I'd like to state that I have a disadvantage on stealth and I have a 0 modifier.
You're also a fucking horse, so I understand this.
Oh, cool.
3.
Drop to 4.
Yeah, so there's not a whole lot of stealth going on in the back group. All the drow, it's nighttime. All the drow are virtually invisible. They are shadows. They are moonlit shadows, and the two other hikers are like, oh my god, there's 12 of them right behind me. But Kindball, you're like standing. You're not even
Yeah.
kneeling. You're not even like
No.
attempting to hide. You're just kind of
Do you
like
know how hard it is to kneel as a horse?
to hide
okay, do
a
you know
horse.
how hard?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's
I would-
difficult to hide a horse.
Yeah, I would say for Joe, she's trying to hide behind a bush, but she's like a little too big for it.
Way bigger. Yeah.
Hmm.
And we haven't had a chance to make
I-
anything that approaches disguise because we do not have those on
Uh,
hand. And
On another note, the other thing is I'm in full plate armor, which means I clang.
Yeah.
I do.
oh my god, I
Speaking
doffed
of
my
your-
armor. I don't have the disadvantage right now. Oh, you
true.
idiots!
You clang and you
fools.
fly.
Yeah, and your chitinous armor like squeaks and rubs against each other, the plates constantly. Yeah. Anyway,
There was literally no chance of me making that stealth check. There was,
Correct.
there was no
Well,
chance
there is.
of
I
it.
can think of one way for Kindle to successfully make a stealth check because the back half is just horse. He would just have to walk around a corner in such a way that the front of his body was obscured. It's all you'd see coming around, is just some horse ass poking out. Like, oh, there's a horse over
Honestly, he could literally go around the corner and not be around the corner, but have like the front inch of him around the corner, and they would just assume there's a horse head.
there.
You-
That's exactly what I just
You
said.
you
Yeah.
say that.
No, you said a horse
the
rear.
back-
You said all the way around the corner, so all they see is the back of a horse. I'm saying they see all of Kindball, but they're unaware that they're seeing all of Kindball. You see what I'm saying?
The problem with Kindball as well is it's not actually a horse, it's a deer, and he's got antlers,
yeah.
and he's fully covered from head to like hoof in plate mail.
Oh, I didn't know
Plate
it was
mail
plate mail
and
on the
parting.
horse
Yeah, but
part. I
you
meant
got a
that I
helmet
looked-
on, so you could easily sell the antlers as part of the helmet. That's not a rough
I don't
patch.
believe he's wearing a helmet.
He's
Anyway,
not wearing a helmet.
It's full plate.
Despero and Farha, you approach the house, and you just walk up and knock on the door.
Yeah, unless you got a different idea for it.
Okay.
I'm already trying to not make waves. I'm just gonna assume the guy inside is not a fucking T-1000 looking for y'all. Also, Chase,
Yeah,
if the door
honestly-
opens up and there's a fucking revenant on the other side of that door, I'm immediately leaving the city.
Yeah, and honestly, if he's a fucking narc, we could just knock him out and then leave. Anyway,
So, as you walk up and knock on the door, you hear kind of a "Nyeh," and the light kind of flickers for a second before coming back up, and you hear it with your keen ears the tiptoeing of a creature behind the door.
I'm gonna ease his concerns just to make it easier. I'm gonna call anybody inside. I got a question for what happened with this property.
The door. You see one of the little shutters in the night in the barely lit moonlight kind of go open, and you see a single eye kind of peek through and look around for a second, and it closes, and the door opens but is on a chain.
Hmm.
And they hello, yes.
Hi there. My name's Farhat. Me and a couple of associates heard there was a house for
It's
sale
hold-
around here, but we
Master Despero. And the door closes, and you hear Despero. Where have you been? Come in. Hey, who are you? And she extends her hands forward, and you recognize a copper dragonborn, Despero, who was hired days before you left town the last time.
holy fucking shit.
And she reaches her kind of clawed hands out like, I thought you were dead. I thought you were dead with or at least gone with the other group.
Despero for a very go ahead, sorry.
Come in.
Despero
thank you
nods.
kindly. No, I'm gonna take off my hat and just sort of hold it in my hand because I'm walking indoors now.
And Mr. Farhat, you said your name. I am Shriguki Retha. You can call me Elki. I've been taking care of this place in my bosses. I can't lost the word.
Employer?
In my employer's absence, as I was told to do. Come in. Where is Miss Melithea?
It is
Uh-oh.
it is good to see that you are well. We can speak at length about that in a moment. And Despero walks back outside briefly and waves everybody over.
Her
I
eyes.
I mean, what do I
Watson.
see out there? Like a deer trying to make itself scarce and like
Yeah, and you go basically to the corner of the house, and you peek around the corner, and there's a deer that is trying to act casual, like IT crew or IT crowd, blend in, act casual.
I'm imagining a camera angle from the door looking out, and it's like the scene from fucking the one where the guy answers the door and asks where the guy is, and he jumps through the window behind him.
it's
it's just-
Scott Pilgrim, yeah.
Yes, where
Yeah.
Despero turns around to look, and all that's happening in the background, and then Farhat's just not even looking at it, just has a strained smile on his face. Just. Well, before she can take that in completely, I'm gonna shake her hand and in Draconic say, "Well, charmed to meet you, Elkie. You got radiant scales and fine claws."
She stutters for a second, and in actually broken Draconic, she answers you like, "Thank you, sir. I didn't realize you spoke my language."
I switch back to common with a bit of a tinge of sadness almost on my face. It's a bit of a shame to me a Dragonborn doesn't know its own tongue, but I understand times are difficult right about now. And
Yeah, she kind of
course.
winces for a second. Yeah, I was raised by a human family. Here, actually. So
Oh.
yeah, I've been trying to learn actually. So any tips? You were quite fluent. Any tips you could give me? I'd love to learn. Where are my manners? Let me put the pot on. Let me put the kettle on. And she rushes off, and you see as she rushes off, a small dagger falls out of her hand onto the floor, and clink clink. Oh my! She picks it up and hurries off.
she is precious. What's her
I
name
have-
again?
Elkie.
Okay.
as she
Can-
runs away, because she didn't even wait for me to say it, I do appreciate that. That you might want to put more than one. There's quite a few fellas out here.
How many do you have?
Ooh, if anyone asks, there's 4 of us. If you're asking, there's 20 or so.
Yeah, I can. I may have to make a trip to the store. Gosh, what time
Oh,
is it?
I could actually help you with that. I'm gonna cast the food thing.
Create food and water.
Yeah, but just
Okay.
tea leaves,
Yeah.
and small snacks.
All right, excellent. Yeah.
So I'm gonna step into the kitchen with her
board.
helper. Yeah.
I have a
Uh,
question, Chase. Does Kindball fit through the door?
No. However, there is a double, like a garden door on the backside that you eventually end up getting crammed into.
Okay.
And let me show you guys the map. Come on.
All right.
Shrugelki Rifa is her. Yeah. Yeah, it's a draconic name. What do you want?
Just looks black to me for some reason.
Am I?
Damn, she.
Yeah,
I-
it's
Am I just being
it's
stuck in the back room because I can't make it through the hallways?
There you go, there it is.
Anglers are fitting through a hallway.
There it is.
Yeah, so that you're let in this back hallway near the kitchen, and you
Mhm.
guys find a well-appointed, a little bit bare, like some furniture's been removed, house, quite a nice little manse, and she, seeing all the dark elves like file in almost like military, like they're all stealth.
yeah. They're in stealth mode.
They're all like hoods up, like checking corners as they walk in. They're on
Fucking
guard.
Splinter Cell-esque shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful house.
And just more and more of them keep coming, and she's like, I don't have that many cups.
Elkie, there is much to appraise you of.
I don't need a cup.
I'm just so happy to see you again.
I'm gonna lean back out in undercommon and just. Ordric, I know you've got cups somewhere in there. You mind getting enough for
I
tea
got a
and small
few.
snack?
I got a few. Hang on.
Oh, you don't have the updated version of the house.
No, I
Yeah,
don't.
you don't have the sex dungeon in there.
I do. It's actually a different map.
Is there a vacancy?
Oh, damn it.
There's nobody in there right now. And here I'll show you the top floor as well.
There you go, real. It's right in that well up top. Just jump in.
Actually, there is a secret exit in that well.
Yeah, secret exit into the dungeon.
A secret exit from the basement into that well,
Oh, which means it goes into the basement as
which
well.
means it goes into the basement as well. Yeah. Yeah. So the drow all file in and kind of lean up against walls, and you can see that some of them taking their hoods back, and Elky's like looking at them like, wow, this is not how many I remembered. But where are Julian and I can't remember any of their names, Eridan and Tam and Vlad?
And Malafia.
Oh, and Malafia. You never
And-
told me what happened to Mel or what
And
where's Malafia?
Kitcherlorn.
She never met Kitcher.
Oh, she did?
She never
Okay.
met one.
I wasn't sure.
We have all parted on our travels some time ago. Our paths have been divergent enough that I was actually hoping to ask you about the whereabouts of why can't I remember none of their fucking names right now?
Eridan, Tam,
Yeah, Eric
Vel-
and Tam.
Rock Thistle,
Julian. Julian.
As for Malafia, it is my great shame to say that she perished while she was with me. Our travels took us to the Feywild. There she lost her life.
She's just
Hibernating.
aghast. She's aghast. Her eyes begin to well up. Well, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry. And she comes over and like gives you a kind of a half hug. I'm so sorry, Despero.
Yeah, Despero does his best to be gentle about this, 20 strength, but he does give her a big old hug.
Yeah. And she
Yeah.
accepted willingly. She's probably about as tall as you. But like you hug her and she lifts up a little, and she
Twig.
come upstairs. I've taken good care of her room, at least. Her plants are thriving.
Oh.
Good. Good. Thank you,
I
I think he follows her up the
got some of,
stairway.
I've gotten
He
some of a green thumb of my own since being in her, since helping with her plants.
I'm quite sure she'd be very pleased.
I
to
hope
hear
she
that.
would. I've worked really hard on it.
I want you to. How did he say this? I can't. I want you to take heart in at least one passing grace, even though we have lost Melifia. There is good reason to believe that she will return to this world in her time. She is not lost forever.
That sounds wonderful. She was always such a magical woman. I
She
wonder.
was, and in some ways still is. And he does his best to, as concisely as he can without leaving out any important, to praise her, just kind of like the fact that she is now the fucking, what is the word? Damn it.
Her Ebwin is the new Fane of the Feywild.
Yes,
Her
yes,
Ebwin
the-
is the new
Yeah. And, you know, he tells her about the Cyclopses and everything. And then he finally gets around to the actual point and says, we in our lifetimes may never see her again, but she is not lost forever. And when it comes time that she deigns to return to this world, and if she ever does, for whatever reason, come back to the chateau, I'm sure she'll be very happy to see that her flowers are still well kept.
Yeah, and she takes you up to Melifia's room, and it is in full blue. It is full greenhouse like
Aw.
drip system like set up, absolutely perfect.
Aw.
Asper looks visibly impressed.
And she kind of smiles at that, and she pulls a little pendant out of her apron dress dealio, and you see a symbol of the Wild Mother of Melora, which is one of the approved deities of this city. And she kind of turns it. Well, I've gotten some guidance from my peers over in the Staramos Wood, but they don't know that I work here. They don't know, so I'll keep it as best I can for her. I've kept all of the rooms as much as I could. When Straveldi Solaris took over the place, they left me to keep after it so long as I was paid, which you paid me well in advance. You guys had paid for a year of her service when you left.
Yeah.
Okay.
How long has it been?
It's been 7 months.
Okay. Still got a good
We
We
chunk
need
of
to
gold.
re-up her pay.
Yeah.
We need to re-up her pay, everyone.
That does answer the question I was going to ask of you next. Then I plainly wanted to know if you were safe here, and if Farhad tells me those signs out say foreclosed.
Yes, they took the property and they've not done anything with it yet. It seems the bureaucracy and the red tape has slowed it down. There's a particular individual in formerly high standing of the Straveldi Solaris who you may have met before, but he has gone missing of late. And his approval was required to continue with the further use of this property. He didn't cut any of the red tape that he was supposed to.
And after kind of growling pensively, Despero says, then at least for the immediate future, we can expect that we will be undisturbed here, I think.
I agree. It's been weeks at least since any of the Straveldi Solaris checked on this place. I think they think the business is done.
Out of curiosity, I say, sipping on the cup of tea,
Uh-huh.
2 questions related to the house itself. I'm convinced of its immediate security. That's not the concern. But how much is it under for it to foreclose? That's not a fast process by any means.
The DM doesn't know anything about foreclosure.
Well, foreclosure is literally you haven't paid for the property to the bank in a very, very long time.
Oh, well then that's not what it is. It's something else.
Repossessed.
Yeah, it was.
Well, repossess also means debts haven't been paid.
There was
I
no
didn't notice both of this.
there was no debt on it. It was just taken. It was just taken by the state because they're like, these guys haven't been here for
eminent
months.
domain. Got it.
Yeah, sure.
So literally just like the state's equivalent of squatters right?
Yeah, they just like these guys haven't been here, and we also may suspect them for something. We're not really sure what yet, but we're gonna hold on to this while we figure
Definitely.
it out.
They've definitely done something wrong.
Well,
I don't know
so
what it is, but
they've
they've
just-
definitely done
They've definitely
something
done a
wrong.
couple things wrong.
We'll skip the first question and go on to the second one. Who's the fellow that's supposed to cut through the red tape? I'd rather not leave it to chance if I can help it. I prefer to find him and convince him otherwise.
Yeah, he's a nice man. He's one of the Servaldi Solaris. He was formerly a captain, I believe. He visited just before Julian and the others left. And I'm trying to find his fucking name. Arms Master. He was formerly the Arms Master, but he was removed from office, I believe. He and another friend of Julian and Tam, Arms Master Florian Omeri, Master Omeri. I'll put that in chat for you.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, spelling.
So
Oh,
we're
okay.
Looking for an arms master Florian, something to that effect.
But he last I saw him, last I heard from him at least, he came by the day that the coup started with our friend Max, a local enchanter and friend of the other members of your party, the Rainbow Six, friends of the Rainbow Six. Yes, that's what you named yourselves in front of the court.
Yes, I know. I wasn't my decision.
It
I
was.
I didn't make this decision.
I don't want to be here anymore.
No regret.
The well, the last I saw of him was the day of the coup before the rest of the Rainbow Six left, and he had been stripped of his office, and I think somehow this responsibility still fell to him somehow. I don't know the logistics of it, but still, Servaldi Solaris doesn't usually bother with red tape, so I think something's going on. Either way, I'm safe here, and my services have been bought, and I'm more than happy to continue working here. I'm paid for another year, and I have the key to the vault if I need it.
It is good.
Well, I'll let Despero talk. It's still his show.
It is good to see that you are well, and serendipitous for us, given that we now have lodging here, which was not a guarantee. Or rather, it's not a. It wasn't guaranteed. That's what he's trying to get at there.
Got you.
But I won't continue. You were gonna say something, right?
I was just gonna say, do you think that he might still be in the town, or are you figuring he might have found the wrong end of a sword during the coup?
I think we would have heard about it if such a formerly high-ranking Diorite was executed. But if he were still in the town, perhaps Maximilian would know where to find him, but I also wouldn't know where to find Max these days. He enchanted many of the minor enchantments of the house when it was taken over by the Rainbow Six, before my time, of course. But I have not heard from him in probably 3 months. I would be grateful if you could check up on him for me, though.
Well, I was just about to do that.
Well, so the Arms Master, the former Arms Master, I suppose I could call him Florian now. That feels wrong. Florian would be in the Diorite quarter. His quarters were there when he was, and I don't know where he would live otherwise. The Diorite quarter, of course, is military only these days, though.
Well, I should be able to spot him. You said his name was Florian, and I'm sure I'll
Florian,
remember
he's
his
the-
last name.
Omeri. He's a broad human man. He was I believe he was a war chaplain during previous. He and I traded stories at one point, but he was he was pushing paper. The last his position last.
Just a bit of reticence crosses my face as I was getting up to start looking. When you say war chaplain, who particularly was he war chaplain on behalf?
He's a Diorite. He's a servant of Pelor, but he was so kind. He was not like the other ones. He was, and I believe he was removed from his post in an act of, the way he explained it, an act of mercy. Before the coup took place, the chaplain herself removed him from office. It was actually somewhat of a spectacle that I remember now. Aridin was talking about it and asking. He was so mad about it when Florian came by, and Florian was utterly calm. Well, if you were to find Florian, do check up on him and his partner. His husband was a mage up in Ravenscrest who was due to come back, and I believe that was the reason that Florian was removed from his office. That was the act. That now I recall. That was the act of mercy.
Okay, so let's just hop for the Drow's sake here, for the totally normal elf's sake. Ravencrest is where now?
Far north. It's another country. It's
okay, gotcha.
I don't think I have the world map.
I immediately say, "Oh yeah, no, of course. See, I told you guys. It's just north here. It's a totally different country." I say in common.
Yeah. I don't have the world map on this quick access bar, but yeah, it's the world can be basically divided into quadrants. Top left is Tidelock, which was an entirely separate campaign. Joe knows about that one. Top right is the Ravenscrest and a whole bunch of big city. It's where Tam's from. Yeah, it is Ravnica, City of Guilds kind of feel to it.
Gotcha.
Bottom left is Arania, which is the desert, mostly desert country, and the City of Brass. And the bottom right is the Dragonspine.
Right.
I have to do this just because it's a necessary thing. I'm gonna call her out real quick to Hall. So I just need to ask you something real quick. Walk her outside. Elkie was your name, right?
Yes, you can call me Elkie.
Okay, I gotta ask this, and I'm sure the answer is exactly what we need it to be. And I look at her, very unwavering gaze. How good are you at keeping the secrets of people in this house? And I'm rolling the heaviest insight check of my life.
Well, I am only here to do my job. My job is to take care of the people of this house and the people and my contractors. I've been treated right by them. I'll be treating them right as well. As you look at her, she kind of steels herself, and you sense that she is trying to impress upon you that she's being honest.
Well, you seem all right then. If I get a free moment, I imagine we're not going to stay here too long, but I'll see if I can't do something about those points. While you're in there, just patience with Despero. I know he's not smart, for lack of a better term. If you could just
Despero, he's charming.
You are polite beyond your means. Okay. I'm gonna lead into Despero. Eventually, when you find the time, once everyone else is settled in, you got to play host now. I would appreciate it if we would tap into the vault at least a little bit, because we do need some spending funds, and I would rather not just raid Joe's pockets, if at all possible.
I mean,
Indeed. Though we should also limit the degree to we participate in commerce here, at least.
I will say,
Let's just not be over long about it.
I will say, Joe has decently deep pockets right now.
Yeah, Elkie's like, oh well, I suppose Despero, you're the last one. Desperate times and all. If you don't mind, I will take another year's pay. If you don't mind.
Of course.
Well, if there's enough to spare, you should probably take 2 years' pay. We were gone for 7 months, wasn't even aware of it.
It does trouble me, though, that you have not seen Eridan or any of the others It sounds from what you've said thus far and what I've been able to piece together since we last saw each other. Was that accurate?
No, it was more recent than that.
Hmm.
They were here for another probably 2 months before they left. Before the or another month before the coup. It shouldn't be a coup, but it really is. The coup started. There was some quickness to their steps about town after the events of that day. I don't know all the details, but if you wanted more information about it, just mention to Max. Well, if you do go check up on Max, he would be in the halls of erudition. He's a fine crafter, and I'm sure he's been conscripted by the Starbody Solaris. His work is excellent. Excellent.
Just before I step out, I remember you mentioned, I've heard from other interested parties that there is a way in the back for some commission work. Do you happen to know anything about that?
Run that by me one more time.
Way to get into the hall that's locked down for requisitions.
I've not made my way to the halls of erudition, as they are off limits. I don't know, but if you can get a message into to Max or any of the other erudite in there, the followers of the Arkheart are excellent craftsmen. They strive to be the best craftsmen in their field. They would always work for a paying customer.
That's good to hear. Anyway, I'm gonna go for a walk. I'll be back. Give me about 2 hours time tops. I'll see what's going on with your ex-arms master and Maximilian. Did he have a last name?
Max Hunbon, or his clan was Hunbon.
Clan. What are we talking about here?
He's from. I'm not sure where he's from. A foreign realm, at least, a foreign country.
Our way.
He may also be from Ravenscrest. But he's I think he's a Minotaur. Big,
Oh,
big a beast of a man.
ain't seen one of them in a minute. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go for a
Big-
walk and ask.
She motions big white horns. You can't miss him.
I appreciate the help. Elkie.
He talks really slow. Please have patience. He's the nicest.
He's a Minotaur. I'm used to it. Help yourself to some of the food. I made more than enough for everybody here. I don't want you going hungry. Just helping on everybody else.
Oh, I won't. Thank you.
And as I walk around the corner, peek back around, Real, you're gonna have to play translator now. And I know you're not gonna do the translating stuff. We try to get Elkie to do something, which not. She has a nice dragonborn. I'm not gonna hear nothing about it when I get back. Am I correct?
No promises.
That's
At least you thought it.
Joe. If you could just make sure that he doesn't,
Real is.
Chase,
Joe's
I
more than
have-
what. Go for it.
Oh no, I'm just Chase. I'm gonna send you the updated photos. I remember I never sent
Oh,
them
good,
to you.
good.
I'm gonna do that right now. They should be arriving right now.
and just at last. Oh, go ahead, Joe.
She's
Oh.
gonna be just like shrug. Okay, I
Joe's
guess.
more than welcome to join us.
Real.
More than welcome to join
implore
us.
you, she has helped us significantly. I would appreciate that she was treated as a normal person.
Yes, I will. We pay her services in kind.
Oh my goodness, Elkie, do not go into a bedroom alone with this man.
Woman.
This yeah,
Woman.
this woman. Sorry, I hear Joe, but I.
It's alright.
Yeah, Elkie turns and like looks at.
I'm
just
gonna
gonna
lean close and whisper a dragonborn to her ear, just the vagaries of what she's about. And just-
You see Elkie kind of like sideways grins at you.
It's a wink.
She kind of looks sideways. Go ahead and roll a charisma check for her.
Yeah,
oh,
Charisma,
Persuasion.
oh,
I'll let you do persuasion.
persuasion.
Hey,
It'd be
mine's also
so funny.
persuasion.
I still got that thing going, but it's not done yet. Oh.
Can
It'd be
Kindball
so
just
funny if. God, sorry.
can Kindball loom over her a little bit?
Like he could poke his
yeah.
head. He could try to poke his head through the window.
Yeah, in so
Oh,
much as
because he's in the house. Because I
Yeah,
want. Because
Kindball's
I want.
in the
Kindball-
house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I want Conrad to be in Mel's room, and I want to see if he feels something in there.
So
you know?
getting up the stairs might be a challenge.
Might
Hey,
be
I've seen-
impossible.
I've seen horses go upstairs.
Yeah, but
you
you
know,
are an
stairs are
elk,
not
and you have like 4-foot wide antlers.
And you weigh like 1,300 pounds.
I'm sure he can get up there. I mean, it'd probably be exactly as laborious as like getting a couch up the stairs.
A
You could do
couch
it.
doesn't weigh 1,400 pounds.
I mean, he could take his armor off before going up the stairs.
And his
That
antlers
takes
and
a
half of the meat.
$150 off.
Yeah, and half the meat on his body.
Well,
Can-
Betty,
Can
you just
Can
gotta turn
Kaiba
the
like
antlers
take
at the
off
right
his
angle.
armor when he enters the home?
You can, it'll take you like half an hour, but you
That's
can
fine.
get out of the armor and barding with some help from. I'm sure Real's eager to
Oh
help.
yes, I'd love to help. My
I
babysitter
just-
isn't around to disturb us.
I look at an idiot and a pervert. I'm just like, you know what? That is preferable to the alternative. Go wild. and I go to Elkin one last time, and I have a small little, you know those matchbooks that are just like the cardboard matches.
Yeah.
Those things. I have one flipped open. You said his name was Fabian Florian, and I'm
Flo-
writing his
Florian.
Florian. Last name was what?
Omeri. Omeri.
And sort of gesture to it's spelled like that.
Yes.
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much. I walk outside and I strike one of the matches and cast the locate person and start going on a walk looking for him.
Okay, so
Or locate creature.
Locate creature lasts
An hour.
10 an hour. Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Go to my spells.
Did you get the updated pictures, Chase?
I did. I will
Excellent.
need them. Can you do night as well for me? Oh
Do
wow.
night.
I can in a little bit. I just closed
Yeah.
it down, but later
no
I
worries.
will.
Oh, and these are reversed. It looks like.
No, the front of the house is the south side. The
Oh, you
back of the house
changed it. Got it.
Yeah. There you go.
Were you able to get the griffin roost in there?
Yes, it is.
Excellent.
It looks a little funky because all it looks like is like a overhang balcony. You'll see it in the general screenshot from the front of the house. You'll see like a little
Okay.
griffin roost popping out the top.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You'll see.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, so you guys find the kind of 3/4 completed construction on the top that there's a couple of like there's a trap door that leads up to, and it appears to be a fleshed out griffin roost with three large beds that are empty and a large feeding trough. Actually, wait a minute. No, you know what? There are 3 griffins in there.
Oh,
I forgot. The other group sent them home.
Kindball doesn't like griffins.
Don't make me turn this locate creature around.
I would say Joe probably pokes her head up there, sees the griffins, and just like, sorry to disturb you, and then closes the door.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back to a fucking house burnt down, just like I left
Um,
for an
to
hour.
be fair, there's no way Kindball's fitting his fucking
Yeah,
antlered
no.
ass head through the trap door. There's not a chance.
Okay, so Farhat,
You can probably see them out the window though, and he's probably glaring at them through the window.
They are asleep.
Okay, that's
Sa-
fine.
same-
They're still.
Same sort of cast as what happened with Find the Path, where it's just the smoke. And
Yeah, the smoke
flicker of the
and match.
candle.
Yeah. Yeah. So, go ahead and make a. There's no streetwise check anymore.
Well, it's
What on the
nighttime,
street?
isn't it? Wouldn't it?
It's nighttime, but you're trying to figure out where to go in a city.
I was. I will be honest. I was just gonna go in a straight line and start walking back and forth because I just got to get within 1,000 feet of the guy.
Yeah,
For
this
it
is
to
a
start
big
kicking in.
city.
Yeah.
Go and roll a survival check for me. That's the closest.
How
equivalent.
rough are these streets?
Well, so streetwise is just survival, but in the city.
Okay. I mean, worst case, I could literally just ask a guard, but I'd prefer to not have to. do that.
Hey,
Fine.
you're fine.
So yeah, you figure out. So you're kind of on the edge of town, and you're like, this thing only lasts an hour. It's gonna take me at least an hour to walk around each district. And you figure, well, that looks military. I guess I'll walk that way. So you guess the right one on the first try. So you head down to the Deerite Quarter.
Where's that on the?
It's
on
the
the left?
bottom left. Yeah,
Bottom
it's
left.
bottom left.
Estate Diorman. Yeah, that might do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So and 2 airships parked out front, which you can see well lit on the front of the very front of town.
Oh, I thought the water hadn't loaded in. I understand now.
No, those are airships.
Yeah. I'm going to make the decision to not stealth if I can help it. Just walk like a normal person.
Okay. Are you going to disguise yourself in any way?
Oh fuck. No, I have to concentrate on disguise self, don't I?
The Furbolg disguise self. I don't know if it's
Let's see. Features, racial traits. It just says you can cast detect magic and disguise self.
Oh, okay. Yeah, disguise. Actually, I don't know if disguise self is concentration though.
I
Oh,
don't
it's not.
think so.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna look like my picture.
Sure. So short, so human sized instead
Yeah.
of like 7.5 feet tall. Okay, that works.
Like the most unassuming height, so like 5'6".
Yeah. Okay. A
Fucked
specific
up. I'm
creature
below
dimension.
unassuming height. That's fucked up.
Yeah, you're actually assuming this whole time.
So the hour of your once you kind of cross into that military district, the hour you cast you light the match, light your pipe with it.
Well, no, literally just like, you ever seen an old detective novel where they got the little book of matches and that like
Yeah.
has the name of the woman they're supposed to find or like the name of the club? I'm just checking on that every now and again, and whenever I lose track, I pluck out another match and strike it.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. And the smoke it drifts you deep into the Deerite Quarter. And you end up kind of on the outside wall of the Deerite Quarter. And you come to a house that has it's a reasonably well stocked, like, medium sized cookie cutter house.
Okay.
White picket fence and 2 men standing out front on a night shift apparently. And they're kind of like leaning by, and as soon as you walk by the front, walk along the street, they kind of look at you, and they kind of look at each other real fast and look at you go by.
Can I get an insight check on just like, are these prison guards or just guards?
Yeah, roll an insight check. 23. Yeah, so by the level of gear they're carrying, they look more than they certainly look more than rent-a-cops. But the 2 of them are kind of like, nothing's gonna fucking happen. We're here as a formality.
Okay. Is this house like is separate from the block, or is it like in line with a bunch of other houses?
It's in line with a bunch of others.
Oh fuck. Okay, I'm not about to try my fucking luck vaulting over back fences. I'll just walk up and be cordial, I guess. I walk past and see the smoke starts flickering to the right, and then I walk back the way I came, and now it's flickering to the left, exactly at the house. Put away the matches. Say, I don't suppose there's a fella in here. Used to be. I've already forgotten the position. I think it was a arm master. That's less relevant. I'm looking for someone about a house.
They look at each other, and you kind of see one of them kind of give the head nod up, like, you go. And the other guy reluctantly kind of steps down, and you can see that he's got a long sword sheathed on his side and a shield across his back. And he steps down to the kind of edge of the picket fence, and he kind of, good evening, sir. You're out a little late. Looking for the arms master. He's a former arms master. Well, you've reached his place. I'm not sure how you. Anyway, what can I do for you?
Yeah, there's a nice, pretty estate. A friend of mine with a decent bit of wealth was looking to purchase it, but it says right now that it's property of the state. People have gone missing. I was wondering if that was up for sale, and when I asked around, they said a fella by the name of. And I look at the matchbook. Oh hell, I can't even pronounce it. It was that. I had to write it down.
They
But-
look at it. Go ahead and make a deception check for me.
I'm not far off from the truth.
But yeah.
I will point out that everything I said was truthful. I just didn't give them the whole truth.
Yeah, a lie by omission is still a lie. Yeah, he looks at it and goes, yeah, Florian Omeri. It's from a different speaking language. He's asleep right now. But there was some. I don't know about any duties regarding housing. We're just here to watch him. Make sure don't go nowhere. But
I mean,
I'm bu-
you could check me. I just want to talk to the fella. That's all.
well, there's not much to. I think he's asleep right now. He's up in bed.
Oh, well, I wouldn't want to disturb the man's rest. It's not as urgent as that. Just as long as knowing that he's, in town. He's not going nowhere, is he?
No, he's not. He's not going anywhere.
And I sort of look up and squint at the sky just to sort of gauge what time of night it is. Just, hell, day slipped away from me. Yeah, I'll come back when the sun's a little higher up. Y'all gonna be on watch then, or is it gonna be different fellas?
They look back and we'll change out sometime before that.
All right. Well, y'all have a blessed rest, and I give him a quick little bless as I turn going away.
At that their eyebrows kind of go up. Okay. And then he kind of looks and just you see you hear out of your periphery, out of your the corner of your ear, whatever. They going, that was the weirdest shit. It's fucking midnight.
Stuff happens.
Yeah.
And as I walk away, I'm gonna basically create another matchbook, flip it open, and start writing Maximilian. How the hell did she
I'm
spell
sorry,
that
I
last-
misspoke. It's Maximus, not Maximilian.
Max. That doesn't sound right. Maximus. There we go. Last name sounded something like that. There we go. And then I'm gonna start walking off looking for the halls of. Oh, I don't need to. Holy shit! I go wait. Just as I walk away, I'm writing that away. Just sort of stop, sort of backpedal a few steps, turn around. Sorry, I don't mean to disturb you one more time. There's a fellow I'm looking for. He's at some halls of perdition, halls of omission, halls
Halls-
something like that.
Halls of Erudition are closed.
That's the one.
They
Oh,
are
the whole
closed to-
thing's closed.
The whole thing's closed. They have been requisitioned by the Pontiff, by Her Holiness the Pontiff, to provide arms and armor for the Cervelli Solaris in this concerning time.
Okay, that makes sense. A lot of weird stuff happening in the world. I just a friend asked me to check up on someone. Is it all right if you point me over there? I'll just talk to the guards. I ain't gonna try and get in or nothing. I just want to make sure this person's still in town. That one's straight up honest. There was no omission there.
Make
at
a
all.
persuasion. Then make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Oh,
Natural 20.
Nice.
Boy. Yeah, all right. Well, the guards might be able to tell you who's in. He's changed accents like 3 times now. Whatever. The guards might be able to tell you who's in. Again, it's fucking midnight, so good luck finding anybody who wants to talk to you.
Well, maybe I'll find
The other
gentlemen
guy
next time.
the other guy is sidled up at this point. Like, speaking of which, you shouldn't be out this late.
Oh, was there? I'm sorry, I'm new in town. Is there a curfew? I didn't know there was a curfew.
Not as such, but you should keep your head on straight. And if you're new in town, then you better learn quick.
I appreciate the genuine advice.
If you see any of them with the crest, and he does a hand motion above his helmet, they wouldn't take too kindly to you being out right now. Tell you that one for free.
Are those folks by the? I feel like those folks would be the ones by that Hall of Erudition, wouldn't they?
It is pretty well guarded.
I'll wait for kinder hours. I'll probably stop by this place first. If I see you, I'll see you. But if not, if you could be so kind as to tell the next watch that I might be swinging through.
Sure.
I do appreciate that. I'm gonna walk back to Rainbow Chateau. I don't feel like
Okay.
pushing my luck at a fucking fortified outpost with Celeste and shit.
Probably a smart player.
But also, how much time has passed?
I'll say about an hour and a half.
Cool. So I spend the
Two
first half,
Jesus.
2
so I
hours.
spend the first half hour helping kind of out of her armor, but out of his armor, and then the
Uh-huh.
next hour, sweet talking Elkie. Sweet talking and maybe a massage, but nothing too serious.
Joe's
Okay,
just watching.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Looking through my spells.
Oh dang!
Yeah.
Oh,
as, soon
Jesus.
as soon as you go, like you're sweet talking her, and she's like bustling around the kitchen, like back in like housekeeper mode, and she's like, as soon as you try to like touch her in any way, she's got a spoon and she like smacks you,
Oh.
and if you try it again, she bares her teeth a little bit, and you hear as a small knife unsheaths from her wrist.
Nah, I
From her
don't
wrist
push.
sheath.
I don't push further. I know how to treat a woman.
And she looks at you and she gives you kind of a finger so that you can see the pommel of the knife.
The knife comes out of her wrist. You hear an eagle cry somewhere in the
Yeah.
city.
Joe's gonna like be watching because she was told to watch, and she's like, I like her.
It's not an Assassin's Creed knife. It's just a wrist sheath,
Hmm.
a sleeve sheath.
Still cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up in a rough part of town.
She don't take shit from anybody, all right? You sit the fuck back down.
But yeah,
Oh,
I'm
you-
gonna go back. Oh, you know, you can go.
Oh, I only mean to ease your time a bit. Ease your hardships.
Sworn to carry your burdens.
Yeah. She looks at you over her little spectacles. And goes back to what she was doing.
That's fine. I told him my thumbs and walk away. Try again another time.
Real, go away. Come again another day.
Jesus. How?
The drow are
How has
making
my-
themselves comfortable.
I mean, this is
Yeah,
probably the
and
first
they're-
time they've been in an actual house ever.
In a very long time,
Mhm.
if ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them like goes over and like presses a key on the piano and like jumps when it makes a noise.
I take a walk outside, within the property, but I walk around the garden outside, whatever, in the house.
The garden is immaculately maintained. And you see the guest house in the back. It is locked. But you can see the darkened windows are, clean. The whole place is still taken care of. And you also see a brick building at the back of the estate that has higher windows and what appear to be vents at the top. And also it seems to be a little bit more fortified than the rest of the house.
Hmm.
And you also see a massive fuck off tree.
I like to cast detect magic.
Okay, you get a strong magical aura from the brick building of varying flavors. And you also get a light magical aura from several of the thresholds in the back half of the house, as well as one of the windows in the back half of the house. That one would be abjuration.
Cool. What's abjuration? Protection?
Oh,
Protection and forbidden kind of stuff.
I believe that also when Mel is helping set up the gardens and everything, she casted the 8-hour plant growth thing.
Yeah,
so
but
all the plants here.
that hits and then fades. So that just
Yeah.
and it's also been longer than a month because that's I believe the duration of that
Yeah.
cast.
Yeah. Oh shit! It has been more than a month since they left. Shit, I forgot.
little bit.
Fucking Feywild Winky Wonky time.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
How to help you, my friend?
I guess Joe's just
So-
gonna patrol, keep an eye on the drow, make sure they don't like break anything, I guess.
They are very sedate. They're awake and aware at this time, and mostly conferring amongst themselves in Undercommon. The couple that speak Common are including Matthias and the Sun Prince in their talk, and they're mostly talking about like, all right, well, we're safe for now, but we've got to move eventually. We've got to get on our way. This is like comfortable, way too comfortable.
Yeah, it's too
We're gonna-
it's so comfortable it makes them nervous.
Yeah. Like it's too nice. And they're all very daintily sitting on couches and being as polite as possible. And Elkie eventually comes by and like, you guys can take any of the rooms you want except that one. That one is Despero's. But the rest of them, I suppose you can bunk up in.
There is no bed in Mel's room, however.
Right.
Oh,
They're
is
used to
it
that.
just a pot of soil?
Nope.
No,
there's
it's there's just a chair.
yeah, there's a chair and like a bench, but the bench is mostly dominated by a window with plants.
Okay.
Yeah. Despero, do you take your old room?
Yeah. If memory serves, I made it very, very bare bones. Fucking.
It's very Spartan, yeah.
Militant, yeah.
exactly.
I believe it's this center top one. This one. On the old map, at least.
Oh,
Yeah, it is.
it is not loading for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Oh, there it
There you go.
goes.
Mel
Oh.
has put a plant in there. Put
Okay.
a potted plant in there.
So the night 2F total has been a black screen for the last like hour, and I thought it was part of the name because it said night. That it was just a black screen.
No, I
Oh,
just had
no.
line of sight enabled for some reason.
Okay.
Oh, because there was a fight here. There was a
Oh,
fight here
okay.
at one point.
Oh boy.
Do you want to put up the new map, Chase, for funsies?
I have not. I'd have to process it into. Fantasy
Oh,
Grounds
okay,
as
that's
a
fine.
Next game,
Uh,
next
Do you
game.
want me to post the pictures? Do you want me to post the
Yeah,
pictures
just post
in
pictures in
Dragonstein? Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, the drow kind of spread out amongst the stuff and the rooms and make themselves comfortable.
I'll just bunk with Coley for the night.
They're more than happy to bunk up with you again.
How goes my carving?
Make a. There's no just crafting check.
No, there is
Dex?
not.
It would be Dex, yeah.
You could add proficiency if you
it-
want.
It could be sleight of hand.
Yeah, it really would be Dex. So
I'm-
if you
Well,
I doubt sleight of hand is better for you, but
I was gonna say if you need help with carving, Joe technically could help you.
yeah.
I would
'Cause-
love the direction. Yeah, I think it has to be his hands
It
that
does.
carve it, but like the guidance wouldn't go amiss.
Well, I mean, I have cunning artisan, which is part of my short rest. I can make a shield, club, javelin, darts, or blowgun needles from materials from slain creatures. So I know how to
Are you
carve.
sure? That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's so
that's
cool.
that's
Where's
part
that?
that's part of lizard folk. Yeah.
Shit, that's cool.
Do you need-
Absolutely, yeah.
What, do you need a toolkit?
No, she
I
doesn't.
would
she
love a
doesn't.
woodwork.
I just carve it.
I don't. Okay.
But I mean, if Kindball wants some tips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would love some tips. It does have to be my hands because it's meant to be my holy symbol.
Yeah.
So it's a personal thing. He's in Mel's greenhouse in an attempt to, I don't know, commune with nature. I don't fucking
Oh.
know. I'm just guessing over here. I'm fucking.
You
trained.
find the greenhouse comfortable and natural, but you don't find any connection there of any kind.
Okay, that's fine.
Whatever magic she left on this place has taken its course and is no longer active
Alright.
magic. But it
That's
is
fine.
the greenhouse. All the plants are weirdly perfect, like weirdly like, and a little strange at the same time. Like oh, that shouldn't have grown that way, or that that's really pretty. There's no way it have naturally appeared like that. So a subtle touch of her fey magic.
Mhm.
But otherwise just a very healthy greenhouse. Yeah, so you can go ahead and make a sleight of hand check with advantage, and I'll give you proficiency, basically Joe's proficiency in it.
So
with
what's your
Joe's carving.
proficiency?
My
yours.
proficiency.
Joe?
So
Plus 4.
well, I guess it would be, so just a straight my dex proficiency.
No, just
Or-
your leveled proficiency bonus.
Oh
would be
yeah,
4.
4. Yeah,
Plus
plus 4.
Okay. So I'm just gonna put +4 in here, and then I'm gonna
And
drag.
advantage.
It's actually even at advantage, it's a straight d20 roll.
Well,
with-
plus 4. Yeah.
Yeah, +4. So let's do this.
Hey.
Natural 20. Excellent. Yeah, so with Joe's help and the what was it called? What's that feature called again?
It's called Cunning Artisan.
Cunning Artisan. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, you make this very brutalist version of a holy symbol.
Mhm.
That's kind of it's a little bare, it's a little raw, but it's very much it very much represents your force of personality and your kind of unfiltered vengeance oath that you have
Okay.
taken.
Maybe like an elk skull.
That'd be a little intricate. I'm thinking
Mm.
more of like a totem situation.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair. That works actually better.
Because
Probably.
she did, because the core that she got, the heartwood core that she got is a cylinder,
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
vaguely cylindrical. Job died, it looks like.
Oh no.
I'll pull up real again. Yeah, so you successfully make a like a totem like holy symbol.
Mhm.
And how do you want to affix it to your armor in some way ultimately?
Well, my holy symbol actually, I distinctly remember talking about like pulling it out of my chest. Can I put this thing back into my chest?
Would you like some assistance with that?
I'm gonna say no at first.
Can I string it? Can I string it on some like string or leather so it just like hangs?
In front of your chest? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
if it
so you
if
can-
it goes in there, it goes in there. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know.
Yeah, so you do use the tip of one of Joe's like longer pieces of bone off the back of her old axe, and kind of make a kind of all a hole through the wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you've finished making the base of your holy symbol.
Okay. I'll have to talk to Riel probably tomorrow because it's probably. Well, I mean, we only just woke up, so we do.
Yeah, you guys
all
have a
night.
full day.
Uh,
It's just an inverted day.
Yeah.
I hear you, Jim.
I believe. I feel it requires more. It needs to be imbued with something. And you can see, like, Kindball's dumb brain turning. His face is completely blank, but you can see, like, very slow cogs turning behind his eyes.
Mm.
Riel,
Yes.
I might require your assistance.
Oh
with
yeah.
this.
Well, what do you need help with?
Kindball's gonna, like, attempt to try and explain, but, like, his mouth just opens and no words come out.
It's the most you know is that your holy symbol needs something more. It needs to be prettier. It needs to be important.
It requires something more than just wood. Something precious, something special, something I believe magic nature.
I can help you with the magic, but I don't have any jewels on me.
Are you still there,
Hello?
Joe?
Hello?
Joe?
Hello?
I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
oh man.
No,
Hello?
I hear you. We hear you, Job.
We can hear you.
Okay.
The
No,
problem is that there's a
Joe.
character. Yeah.
Oh, Joe?
with an
Sorry.
H.
Sorry about
Oh,
that.
the other one.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
thought you were
okay.
saying Job. My bad. What's up?
No, Joe.
Hmm.
He Rial says that she doesn't have any gems, so I'm hoping that Joe.
Joe's just
Kind
gonna
of-
like dig in her bag and then just like dump out all 500 GP worth of gems on the floor.
Yeah, so there's a pile of like semi-precious and small precious stones, that just kind of rain out of this little satchel, and they're pretty, but in this form they're probably not. You couldn't just like glitter bomb this thing and roll it in the gem and
Okay.
hope that it works.
Okay.
So you need
do
them.
any of you have a jeweler's kit?
I can make one.
You can, and you are proficient in basically any tools you set your mind to.
Yes.
I mean, Joe could just try to smash him, but I don't think.
Yeah.
just
I
fucking
mean,
dunk
if you're gonna
just
smash
smash
anything,
into it.
finger guns myself.
Wow.
The fucking poor 8-int horse is sitting here like staring at it like I don't know what to do.
Oh, hang on. I'm trying to swap to my computer again.
No problem.
Well, I don't think I'll crush all of it. I would like to keep some if I can, but whatever.
I don't think we're going to like crush it. I think the whole point of the jeweler's kiss is to like encrust it or like
Embed
gem
it?
set it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could try and embed it. You could crush the jewels to make powdered gemstone varieties,
And then mix
and
it
then
with the
inlay it
Yeah.
like a resin inlay.
That'd be
um,
pretty. That'd be very pretty.
And then imbue it with magic somehow. You could also talk to expert craftsmen and enchanters.
and then the
I-
closed off quarters that we don't know about yet.
Yeah, I don't think we should take Kindball anywhere near people. I think Kindball is gonna stay at home away from people that can see him.
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do you want me to make a jeweler's kit?
Yeah.
Take an hour.
Yeah. If
We
if
got
you
got
would
time.
like. We
We've
do
got
have time.
I like to think when Farhat comes back that he's gonna come back to Joe, Real, and Kindball sitting around this little, the little amulet, and they're like basically bedazzling it.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
filing, like taking 3 files to nice precious gems, just sawing back and forth. just-
There's like wood pieces scattered everywhere that he's just
Yeah.
fucking shaved off. He's just ruined this part of the house.
I wouldn't
yeah,
say
the horse
ruined.
butt. They've moved a couch in so that the horse butt is sitting down, but the front legs are standing on the ground,
Oh,
like
no.
a Great Dane,
Yeah.
sitting on the couch.
Oh,
No, literally Mocha does that. Chase, Mocha
Yeah.
does that. Hold on,
Oh,
let me see
no.
if I can find a picture.
Don't
Mitch's
even
old
worry.
dog Delilah used to do that.
Don't worry. Ori also does
Yeah.
that when she sits on the couch. Because she knows she's not allowed to be on the couch, so she'll just kind of squat her butt on top of it. My parents don't like Ori on the couch because she's a bit big and she scratches up the nice couch. But she'll still like sit her butt on it, and she's like, "I'm sitting with everyone now. My butt is on here. I am now on here." I'm trying to look at like wood totems to attempt to find something that might work, but a lot of it is like very Native American in design, and I
Yeah.
feel like that's a little far off base for my tree horse.
Is that a pond to the right in the backyard?
Yes.
On the new
Oh.
ones.
Yeah. Cool.
I have had
Oh,
a
also,
killer
Chase, can you
migraine.
push maps to me again?
Well,
Since
let me
I-
finish this thought. I have had
Alright.
a killer migraine for the last like half.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
Chase.
I want to play more, but I'm finally like not being able to focus my eyes right.
Mhm.
Um,
Understandable.
oh,
We can
shit.
go another time.
Yeah, sleep.
Yeah,
I
Easy
think
stuff.
sleep's not the answer right now, but
take a break,
I think
take
I
some
will
medicine, take it
cover my
easy.
eyes from this for a second.
Take some
Yeah,
hard
thank
Get
drugs.
you some.
Thanks
Get
for
you
playing,
some
guys.
weed.
Like that was.
Sure.
Yeah, no.
I wish I could. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I really like the role play stuff.
Yeah.
But we didn't have combat.
Oh yeah.
Man, I was doing good when I had Elky, but then everything went to shit.
And then everyone to shit without Elky.
Oh,
Should have rolled higher.
Do you like the unarmored kind ball at a distance?
Yes, I do enjoy that. I do enjoy that.
I also enjoy
Vaguely.
that.
Yeah, vaguely threatening.
Yeah, just big fucking horse.